HC, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is close enough. I couldn't wait any longer. Dr. High and I are here together. Good morning. How's that lung working?
Oh, yeah.
I got all of my coughing out before. I mean, I'm sure I'll have more, but
Oh, yeah.
so far I've already had a coughing morning. The distillate is hitting me nicely.
Good.
Yeah. So how you been? What's new? I got a big article. You know how horrible my reading is, though, unfortunately. But I will try to read it to us. I found something interesting today, so we have something to talk about later once we get into it. Did you notice we already had somebody? KNC over here wrote before the show even started. They gave us the signal, the aloha signal that they were excited to be coming in.
Morning, Matthew.
I'm Weird Matt. How are you? Good to see you this morning. Welcome in. I need to move closer to the microphone so people can hear me better.
Yeah, it's going to take us a little while, man, but we're going to figure out just the right format for this.
Oh, it's going to be great. And now we have a new friend. My new friend is officially started last night. He did a couple hours of practicing.
That's Tim. Good morning, Kelly.
Yes, his name is, we have a new name for him. It's the Fun Guy, Tim.
The Fun Guy.
The Fun Guy Tim in the Fun Guy Rock and Roll Show.
Nice.
Yeah, and then he's going to be the other half of our.
So that's music generally between 1967 and 1980.
Well, no. Yeah, well, no, he's
real.
I told him he can play whatever he wants. I think he's chosen a plethora of songs that you may like. Very heavy metal kind of. He was playing all sorts of stuff that I'm not accustomed to.
Oh, acid to me is stuff like Pink Floyd, Agagama.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I agree, but
Iron Butterfly and
Indagata
Davida.
Yeah, I agree, but no, I told him play whatever he wants. He's a heavy metal guy, so it's gonna be like a heavy metal show, I think, from like 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast. So that's 10 Central, 9 Mountain, 8 o'clock over there on the West Coast. So it'll be at 8 o'clock. I think he's going to do 2 or 3 hours a couple nights a week or every night. I don't know. He's in the middle of some health issues, so he's trying to figure it out. But once he gets everything settled down and knows what the new deal is going to be, then he's going to be kicking ass every day as often as he can. Good. Very excited.
I'll never hear it, but
yeah, that's what I told him. I'm perfect timing. This way, I don't have to hear it.
No, I'll never hear that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm in bed by 9:30.
Too late for me. Yeah.
Well, I had to stay up and listen last night, make sure everything went good. Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Brian, Lori's with us. Yeah. The crew.
Brian says he's got some RSO for his back pain. All right, you want to squirt that right into your ass. And you are going to have no back pain.
Yeah.
No. I don't know the right answers. Dr. High is the one with the right answers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good place to start. It's a good place to work from, RSO. If you're dealing with serious issues, yeah, absolutely.
Now, RSO is, Rick Simpson oil, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about Rick Simpson.
So I actually believe
is he a real person or is it just something?
Yeah, no, he's a real guy.
I apologize, Mr. Simpson.
Yeah, he's a real guy, and I believe, and I don't know why I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think he's Canadian. I think he was from here in Ontario, and from what I remember of the story, he was diagnosed with skin cancer, I think it was. And he experimented with this. He wasn't taken, I don't think, initially orally. It may have just been put onto his lesions. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Lesions on his skin.
Yep.
And he had great results. And from what I remember reading about him, he had kind of documented about 5,000 individuals with cancer who used the RSO therapy, the RSO treatment, and had miraculous results, really incredible results. Enough that RSO has gained this reputation because there's a pretty big history of people who've tried it and experienced positive changes in the trajectory of their illness.
I was talking to my friend Lee Hacker again just recently. He had me on their podcast over there, Two Fat Buds. Everybody go check it out. Fantastic podcast. Shout out to Lee Hacker and Skunkle Al. Much love.
Nice.
They had me on and we were talking, and Lee was a gentleman who was on the verge of dialysis. Like he was like, they said, you're coming back next week for dialysis or something to that effect. And then he started an RSO regimen, and all of a sudden things started to look better. They said, no, maybe we'll wait a little while, and then all of a sudden now he's at a level 2. He was at level 4, right about to start dialysis, and it's all going in the opposite direction. He doesn't know, but blames the RSO regimen.
The thing is that when people have these kind of incredible results, especially when it's somebody who's not been somebody who's gotten high all their lives just for recreational use and now all of a sudden have a medical condition and transition over. I'm kind of talking about people who are not cannabis users and now have had a diagnosis for which they've heard cannabis might be beneficial. And as hedging your bets against the doctors or whatever the case may be, have decided to give it a go and have had really incredible results. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know, because I mean, these things it's not been studied widely enough to be able to make a determination for sure, but I don't know whether being a habitual cannabis user all your life and then having one of these conditions arise and then going that extra mile with RSO or whatever the case may be would be as beneficial as it would be to somebody who's never used cannabis and then all of a sudden introduced it. I mean, we just don't know these things yet.
Right. And like I was saying earlier, we've discussed in the past about Cheech and Chong and Willie Nelson. They've been habitual, since they were small young gentlemen, and they've grown all their lives and they've smoked. So, I mean, myself personally, I'm in the same boat, and yourself and a bunch of us are in that same boat. And I'm pretty sure Lee Hacker, that gentleman that I know, is in that same boat as well. He was a partaker. So, I mean, isn't RSO already in weed? I mean, isn't it part of weed?
Well, I mean, I mean, it's all part of the plan. Yeah, 100%.
We're getting a little bit of it every day.
Yeah, you're getting all those same benefits every day. It's just in RSO, it's an intense preparation, and it's, you know what I mean? But it's the full spectrum. That's what's magical about it. It's that it has everything there, concentrated down, right?
Speaking of full spectrums,
yeah,
that leads me right into the topic that I was that I have up here in the little slide bar up here. I got to try to figure out how to get it down so I can read it. But it is about Delta 10 and the psychedelics that are being found in Delta 10.
THCO,
yeah, THCO, or whatever it's called, yeah. And they're doing a big study, and they're saying that people are getting psychedelics. That's the reason I went with when I first tried it. I said it felt like spice, or that shitty weed that came out 10 years ago that was in all the smoke shops, and then they took it away because it was bad. People were eating faces off and shit. No, that was bath salts, but right around that same time.
Right.
So anyway, there's a whole topic on that we can talk about when you're ready. Let me know.
Like recent research has debunked claims that THCO acetate, it's a cannabinoid compound that has psychedelic effects.
Do you have the same article in front of you?
Psilocybin. Yeah, that's why I just started reading it.
Shit, I did all that research and you have it right there? All right, I'm done researching, damn it.
No, it's good because I don't see everything.
Oh, I have it all here somewhere.
The headline is what catches the eye, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what it called me.
Cannabis compound is not a psychedelic. So basically, the article, it says that a study of nearly 300 participants experienced the compound and found no strong evidence to support the supposed psychedelic effect. On the contrary, most commonly reported effects were moderate relaxation, euphoria, and pain relief. This research has critical implications for the growing cannabinoid product market and public health at large. So this is from neurosciencenews.com. This is where I found this article, but it says quite a few interesting things, right?
Yeah,
THCO,
mine is a lot more in depth. My article,
it's a new one. I haven't really known too much about because it's synthesized, right? So this is what it goes on to say about it. It says the study is the first to investigate the alleged psychedelic effects of THCO acetate and found no strong evidence of psychedelic effects. So this is the problem. First, it says the reported use of psychedelic experience with THCO-O acetate could be influenced by expectations, intense high, or potential product contamination. And the next bullet
not
point,
being regulated, right? It's not being as regulated.
And this is a problem too. It says THCO acetate's introduction into the market raises public health concerns, as when acetates are heated, they can produce toxic gas. So
Mrs. Hippie produces toxic gas all the time when we're in bed.
It says the cannabis plant is complex with about 100 cannabinoids or compounds, many of which science still knows little or nothing about. The most prevalent active ingredients, THC and CBD, have been well studied. It says, however, a variety of other cannabinoids are being introduced into the marketplace at a fast clip. Among the latest is THCO-O acetate, which has been gaining traction amid claims on social media, online message forums such as Reddit, and even some manufacturers' own advertising that it produces psychedelic effects similar to LSD or psilocybin mushrooms.
Yes, that's where I read up to, and I was like, "This is interesting. I'm going to keep this for later because DoktorHigh and I we can talk about this because mine even goes on. It's it tells you the side effects. It tells you.
Well, this is the most important part that we're getting to now, right?
Right.
Because
hold on, let me yell at Curly Kel. That's why I don't sleep with her, Curly Kel. Back to it.
That's funny. So it goes on to say, this is what THC-O acetate is. It's a semi-synthetic compound that's derived from delta-8 THC, another cannabinoid that has gathered much interest in the last few years among curious consumers, as well as state legislators leery of its potential dangers. In New Jersey, where cannabis is legal, lawmakers are currently debating a bill that would ban Delta-8 products.
Yes, I might have read that part too. Now that
THCO acetate has been getting a lot of attention because people are saying it's stronger than regular THC, and there are these claims that it produces psychedelic effects. We wanted to study this and see, is there really a psychedelic cannabinoid?
We're going to have to give it to the new fun guy.
Well, it says the answer is not so much. This PhD research associate professor at UB School of Public Health. I don't know what UB is, but he looks like he's got lots of credentials. It says there's also public health arm of the interest in this acetate. When acetates are heated, they produce ketene, a toxic gas. In 2019, more than 2,800 people were hospitalized and 68 deaths were reported due to a condition called e-cigarette or vaping product use associated lung injury after vaping products containing vitamin E acetate, which we talked about the other day.
Yesterday, actually, I think.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that the doctor was telling me about at the hospital. I said, I've been having this breathing thing. And she says, do you vape? And I said, yeah, but I vape, this and this. And it's fairly, I feel like it's, and she said, yeah, that's not the one, and then she said that the kids are all coming in with these lung issues now from smoking the newer carts, the Delta 8, the Delta 10, and it's giving them some sort of particles in their lungs that is creating an issue, and they're having a severe cough from it. So if your child's out there coughing weird, it might be because they're smoking them weird carts.
Well, you know, from what I'm reading, me personally, I don't think I would vape this THCO. Perhaps in the form of an edible, I'd be willing to try it, but I don't think I would actually smoke it, because it seems to be the heating part is what releases the toxic gas. So that would shy away from a cart. But it says here, Congress's passage of the Farm Bill of 2018, which is what my products are sold under, right? In my dispensary are all based upon that legislation. Yep. It said, made growing hemp legal at the federal level. Essentially, hemp is cannabis that contains less than 0.3% THC, the chemical compound that creates the high that people feel. While it made growing hemp legal, the Farm Bill unintentionally created a loophole allowing manufacturers to produce and sell thousands of products containing CBD. Many are marketed with claims like sleep aid, pain relief, pet calming. Such claims are often invalidated, and little research has been done to better understand what's in the products that are being sold online in gas stations, corner stores, and shops across the country. That's concerning.
Bad news.
That's concerning.
Bad news. Hello, DoktorHigh. Tell me again. I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Say it. Say it. Da.Hippie.
You're a genius?
You're a genius, because I think like one of our first shows, I said, DoktorHigh, I don't know how I feel about Delta 8 and Delta 10. I feel like I felt a bad reaction to them. I smoked them. I had a pretty decent access to all the different types, and I had some bad experience, different highs, heart palpitations, weird kind of feelings, and I was nervous, and I said I don't like it. Told my children to stay away from it. They both came back to me after trying it and said the same thing. They weren't big fans of it, and they would rather stick with marijuana. And I was like, well, there you go. I told you dumbasses to stay away from it.
No, I think I would do a deeper dive into it, but I don't think I would want to be smoking this. But this isn't THC D10. This is THC zero acetate.
Right. I mean, but they're all the same. I feel like Delta 8, Delta 10, all these derivatives of THC are people fucking with them to make them to catch that loophole. And
they're using acids to change
whatever they're doing. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I was right. I'm a genius.
Yep.
My genius is showing.
Said it's the Wild West. There's a huge demand for CBD products, and companies that jump to supply and demand. Enter THCO acetate. Said nearly 300 participants to indicate the extent to which they experienced the following when using THCO acetate: altered sense of time, anxiety, difficulty concentrating, euphoria, hallucinations, pain relief, paranoia, and relaxation.
Yes. I would say 6 out of those 9 or whatever you just named, I had. Yes.
This sounds like fun. I'd like to do a mystical experience questionnaire. I'd like to have the experience and then do the questionnaire. It says participants also completed items from a mystical experience questionnaire, a classic instrument for assessing psychedelic experiences developed in the 60s by Walter Pankey. It was also asked which, if any, psychedelics they had used, such as LSD or psilocybin mushrooms.
Well, I did both.
39% respond THCO acetate, not at all or a little of a psychedelic experience.
A little.
Little. Yeah, so I'm not seeing the weird mixed policies, legal federal level. I'm trying to see if they give some sort of final conclusion about the hazard or, you know what I mean, level of danger, perhaps.
Yeah, we saw that, Jeff. We'll get to you in a second, buddy, unless you got to run. He wants to know if RSOs, absolutely, they come in different strengths. Depending on what strain you get, it could be a stronger. You always want to look at your percentages and make sure that you're, if you're at an 80 something, and next time you want to tell them you want something a little stronger, a 90.
And they could come CBD heavy or THC heavy. Right. It's all strain dependent, right?
It's all about your terpenes.
Yeah. Terpenes and cannabinoids. But yeah, I mean, it's a process, right? RSO is a process. It's not anything to do with one particular form, or maybe in one particular form. It's the processing of the plant on a batch by batch basis, so that RSO will be lab tested and be a result of that particular batch. So each batch of RSO will usually be different, but if it's from the same strain, the same grower, the same harvest, it's going to be really close to the same, or different harvests of the same strain with the same grower should be very close to the same over time.
All right, I got to do a commercial. Lori, you have more than that. You also cough an awful lot, young lady.
Yeah, Jeff. Anything you want to know, we can talk about.
Let's do our 420 song. I'll probably get in trouble for this one, but I know we'll do this one so I don't get in trouble.
Good to stay out of trouble.
Happy 420. Buck Sticky, my man.
I keep on rocking and rolling, moving to the groove, real smooth journey, no more swollen colon. Holy moly macaroni, Yankee Doodle, yank my noodle while I pet your poodle. Doobie doobie doo, I do believe it, man, I'm a cannabis enthusiast, that's right, man, so let's take a pause for the calls. Here, hit this and expand exponentially, flipping like a pancake. Get your oyster moist and hot. It's a clam bake, yabba dabba doo. Fred Flintstone, blast a dabba goo. You can lick my bone. If you're hating on life, quit Facebook stalking. Be a real human being. Start walking and talking. I'm silly, goofy, and I don't give a fuck. You can make fun of me, tell me that I suck. I still have a good time, waking and baking, taking time to find the right rhyme, making this song. Hit my bong, whip out my dong, but the bitch had a clit 6 inches long. It's a beef curtain or a meat wallet. Don't matter what you call it, you just need to clean it. I mean no disrespect, but you need to keep the stinky pink in check. So I'm walking and talking, 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 walking and talking.
Oh, we'll get back to that, Lori, because that's definitely a side effect, I'm sure.
Walking and talking, I'm walking and talking, just walking and talking. I love a good clean vagina. Nothing could be finer than to be in Tennessee sipping muscadine wine. Lime green marijuana sticking to my fingers every time I come by. When I leave, the smell of weed lingers in the room. People know Sticky Muck has the stinkiest dank on the block. You can jump on my cock and start hippity hopping. She sounds like a turkey going gobble, gobble, gobble. Bobbing up and down like a buoy on the ocean. Bouncing them boobies in super slow motion. Lube me up with lotion, rub me down, turn me on, top me off and tuck me in. Cinnamon toast is my favorite midnight snack. I don't give a tiddly wink if you think I'm whack. Just keep on talking that yakety yak while I keep on rocking this trackety track. I got 2 fat sacks in my pants, one in my pocket, the other underneath my rocket. Nuggets in one, my nuts in the other. Folks say,
gotta taste the soul to you, bro.
Yeah, style too. I'll high five you. Suit, coat, tie, dye, tee, pajama pants. All you want, just keep squawking. The name's Muck Sticky and I'm walking and talking, just walking and talking. Walking and talking, 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 walking and talking. I'm walking and talking, walking and talking. I'm walking and talking, just walking and talking.
Okay, men. This is your time.
Happy 420, everybody hanging out over here. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, up there on Facebook and YouTube.
It's up to
Jeff, don't frown
So what
upon
are
the
you gonna
vaping
do?
situation there.
You
I'm
gotta go
telling
grocery
you.
shopping. Cook,
It's
clean,
not. It's just
either
what you're
emotionally and
vaping. If
physically.
you're
You gotta dig
vaping the
deeper.
wrong stuff,
Dry
it's going to
food is
affect
there.
you. But if you're
Doctors'
vaping the
appointments.
right
Don't
stuff,
forget about the pharmacy.
it'll
No,
be
you
all
won't.
right. It'll be
Because-
all right.
That's what caregivers do. Don't give up.
I can tell you. I
Don't
mean, last
ever
week I was
give
vaping
up.
the wrong vape juice.
This is your
for
time
my nicotine,
to show the world
and my
your
throat
family,
was fucked.
and yourself
But it's back.
that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there.
And that was because I was using a juice that was pre-made in a factory that I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know what they're using.
Caregiving is tougher than tough.
Where I used to
Find
go to a
care guides
place
you
that
need
they
at
made it right there in front of
aarp.org.
me, and I knew they were using exactly what they're supposed to be using.
AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt.
No, I know you don't
Watching
always
my
use
nieces
it,
grow,
but
play,
occasionally
and
it
learn
does
is
come into your
amazing.
home, and I frown
Not
upon it
every
all the
child
time,
gets
don't
to be
I?
Carefree. 1 in 6
Lori.
kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6.
Because I love you
That little
guys, and
girl
I care
sitting
about
alone
you,
in
and I
the
don't want your
playground,
damn lungs
she
to
can't
fall
play like
out.
the other kids.
And
She
I
doesn't
worked
have
in a
the
vape
energy
shop,
because
and I
she's
heard
hungry.
about all this stuff
School
all the
lunch will be her
time.
only meal today.
I heard the people
breaks
coming
my
in
heart
and
that this is the
complaining. I heard
reality
the
of our
lies
country,
that the
but it's
place was
something
telling
that
them.
Feeding America is working to change.
I heard the bosses
Each year, the
talking
Feeding
behind the
America network of
scenes. You
food
know, I
banks
heard it
rescues
all.
Billions of pounds of good food that would have
How
gone
they
to
made
waste.
it, how they
This
were
food is
making
then
it
provided to
themselves.
families
You
and
know,
children in need. Being a kid should be about using your
I
imagination.
don't remember
learning, and
90%
having
of that
fun.
stuff because I'm a
These
fucking
children
stoner.
shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're
Tomorrow
hungry.
is Cheech's
To find
birthday,
out how
and
you
Little
can help
Boxes
end
is coming
childhood
on. She'll
hunger
be
in
on
your
with us
community,
tomorrow, bright
visit
and early.
feedingamerica.org.
We're going to talk
Brought to you by
animal
America and the Ad
emulsification.
Council.
Did I say
That's
that right?
going to be interesting.
Did I say that right?
Badger heart.
Animal emulsification, yeah. You said
I was right. I am learning. I'm learning, Dr. High.
If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact
I almost sound like I know what I'm talking about over here.
1535.
Nano
He
emulsification.
can fix
Yep.
puppets, build
Tomorrow
puppets,
with
custom-made
Little
puppets.
Boxes
He
here
has
on
puppets off the rack for
WTHC
cheap prices.
with
Contact
Dr.
George
High
today
and
at
Da.Hippie.
1-636-234-1535. We're on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
Hey, it's me, Mississippi. Check out Vern on TikTok at You Have Me Hooked. She's amazing. And everything she makes on TikTok, she sells at You Have Me Hooked 23 at Etsy. So you can watch her make it and she'll make personalized stuff. So if you have an idea, like I would like this thing made, she can make it. She can make anything. She's an incredible artist. Check her out at You Have Me Hooked on TikTok and You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy.
WTHC, we're back, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We appreciate and love you guys. We got a lot of stuff we're talking about this morning, Dr. High. A lot of crazy questions out there. Well, that's because it's Lori.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, in Canada, we haven't been exposed to these compounds, right?
You guys don't have Delta 8 and Delta 10 up there?
No.
Oh.
No, you don't see it. No, everything. Health Canada is so strict about what's in the legal chain that there's no room for anything but the natural plant itself or the processing of the natural plant. Like even the beverages and the edibles can't contain certain things that would be in regular candy or regular beverages. You can't add vitamins. You can't add you can't add anything that actually enhances the cannabis itself.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Hobbies and I, he did an interview right down in Louisiana. I don't know where. I forget what part of the town. No, I can't remember. It's called the Daiquiri Leaf. They were a cannabis infused bar in a non-legal state, medical only, and they were having some issues. But we went.
I seem to remember that.
Yeah, you may have seen it. You may have seen the show. Yeah, we did two shows from there. Yeah. And the owner used to be a part of the band that used to open up for Guar all the time. One of the bands that used to beat the hell out of all the furniture and shit down on the ground in front of them. I wasn't a fan, so I really don't know what the hell he was talking about.
I've heard of Guar, but I don't know much more than that.
Yeah, that's kind of the stuff that the fun guy's going to be playing at
Oh
night.
yeah.
That kind of music. Kill your brother.
That's why I've only ever heard of them and never heard them.
Right. That's why we'll be sleeping. That's why I put them on at late night so I can go to bed and not have to worry about it. Anyway, so yeah, they had cannabis infused, and I want to say psychedelic infused waters and different types of beverages in this location. Yep. And Hobbies went and enjoyed them, and Jade went with him, and they enjoyed them. I don't know what the overall, I don't think he got blown out, but Hobbies was stoned all the time anyway, so he was probably out getting high.
Right, and they would have a duty of responsibility, right?
I'm sorry?
Being a public venue, they'd have a duty of responsibility just like a bar would.
So yeah, well, they sold alcohol as well. So they could give you, they had like these shots that they would run down an ice block, and it was weed infused something or other with some.
It was probably with a super high dose, right?
Well, I don't remember. I wasn't there. I didn't get to try it. But
no, that would be my guess. Because they'd have a responsibility. They couldn't send you out of the bar stoned. And edibles.
Bars send people out of them drunk all the time. Why wouldn't they send them out high?
They shouldn't. They shouldn't be doing that. The bars can be charged if somebody who's drunk gets into an accident or whatever.
I know, but don't you think we're going to have weed bars in the near future? I mean, they're right around the corner.
I think there may be
got my location picked out.
But there is some in Canada. It's not allowed yet. There are some arguments for this aspect of it. A consumption lounge, specifically or especially for medical patients, cannabis still has a pretty serious stigma attached to it. You all right, Hippie? You gonna make it?
I'm gonna make it. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Enjoy. Cough to get off, I always say.
Stay hydrated, everybody.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
So a consumption lounge could have some real benefits for people because of the fact that there's still a stigma surrounding cannabis use. People are still opposed to it. And you have professionals out there. You have people in the community that don't need people to know their business if they're using medical cannabis. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. That festival that I went to last year, I went to a marijuana festival, okay? It was a 420 festival, but it wasn't on 420. Anyway, we went there, and they had, like, tents set up periodically throughout the festival. You could walk around, and it said, medical smokers only. And then that's where you could go in, and you could hang out and smoke while you were at the festival. And anybody else that was caught walking around smoking, you could get in trouble, I would assume, because it's not legal and you're not supposed to be out just walking around on the street smoking flower or whatever. In Pennsylvania, we're not even allowed to smoke it. We have to vape it. Like, I'm breaking the law every time I pack a bong or a bowl over here, but I'm in my own home.
Even in your own home?
No. In my own home, I can do whatever I want.
You have the freedom to consume it at your...
Right, but even sitting out on my front porch, if I was sitting out on my front porch and an officer came for a different reason, for whatever, my son's in trouble, and they come walking up, and I'm sitting there with a bong in front of me, if you wanted to be a douche, he could get me in trouble because I'm supposed to technically dry herb vape it all the time.
Wow.
It's all about vaping it. That's what they say here.
But I'm not against that.
Well, let's get to Jeff. Jeff says, I can't believe, I'm so glad that I've never tried vaping, but I'm going to say vaping is probably one of the safest ways to do it if you're getting the right stuff.
Even if it's distillate or full spectrum extract or something.
Right, you can get an RSO in a vape, right?
Yeah.
Can't you?
Or you can get a similar preparation. It's just a live resin.
You can make your own.
Yeah, live resins, RSOs, they're all full plant extracts, right? So they all have very similar benefits.
Right. I have a distillate RSO, and I have an RSO. I take the distillate from my brain. I take the RSO for the pain.
But you got to remember the process of the RSO does a lot of conversion from what goes in, right, to what comes out. So CBN goes up. Certain CBG will go up because a lot of these are products of degradation of CBG and THC over time or with heat applied, the molecule changes a little bit, right? Because a little piece of the chain breaks off due to the process, and then you have a different molecule. So RSO, being a heat process, can change that structure. Live resin is a cold process. So a live resin maybe won't give you as much of those CBG and CBN and the more sedative medical, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use ones, because there's not been a conversion yet, but they all have everything from the plant, the full spectrum. And that's the important part. Now you just got to target your specific situation to look at which one's more beneficial, right?
Right. But I mean, there's no way to target specific pain, right? I mean, you can't say, all right, I got the gout today, so this is the strain I'm going to smoke because that helps with the gout the best.
You could, let's say, with
isn't it an overall euphoric feeling that just makes you feel better overall? I mean, it's a brain thing more than it really is a pain reliever.
It's an endocannabinoid thing.
Okay.
And THC becomes a brain thing.
Right.
But the rest of it becomes an endocannabinoid thing.
Okay.
Because THC is the only psychoactive chemical. So that's the only compound in marijuana that changes your mind. The rest only works on your body. But it's the facts.
No, I believe you. I just was taking a hit. So I mean, yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I feel better. Yeah. I mean, every time I smoke it, I feel great, for an hour or so. And then, the pain starts to come back.
And you got real medical needs for it. And it's keeping you away from drugs that you would have to utilize otherwise to feel the same level of comfort.
Drugs that would
have more side effects.
I have a very addictive personality, and I would be in trouble in a matter of days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that I can't do that because I've already been in trouble before.
So there's no better testimonial for cannabis than that.
Right. And the fact that I got off of all my bad drugs in the past by using cannabis as my crutch.
Yeah.
I guess.
But it's not you. It's Lori. It's Jeb. It's all these people here that are using cannabis instead of using pharmaceuticals. Or if they're forced to use pharmaceuticals because of the situation that they're in, they're using
cannabis. I do know people out here, maybe not here right now, but I do know people that are still using pain medicine as well as, and I hate that.
They may need to.
I mean, they may need to.
They may need to. And that's the whole thing, right? And maybe they're using cannabis to counterbalance some of the side effects of the treatments that they have to take, that they can't go out. Because cannabis alone hasn't been proven to cure anything. But it has shown a lot of promise in elevating the level of comfort, promoting healing, and helping the body function more efficiently under variable circumstances. There's enough proof of that it should be utilized in conjunction with traditional treatment until you're able to eliminate certain forms of that traditional treatment because the cannabis is doing its job. Yeah.
All right. So I don't ever like to talk the negatives of marijuana. All right. But we're going to touch on negatives.
Yeah.
So I've read or I've heard studies, I guess, maybe, of having after long-term use. What are the bad side effects of after long-term abuse? Like use
cannabis, hyperemesis syndrome,
psychosis, things like that. Let's talk about.
It can't cause schizophrenia, but it can exacerbate it. You know what I mean? It can.
So schizophrenia has to be in your system before but it could make it worse.
Yeah.
Over a long period of use, though, right? Not just, oh my God, I smoked a joint and now I'm crazy.
No, it could happen quicker than that. Funny that you should bring that up. It's almost like you've been looking in my back office, but the blog post one of the blog posts I prepared on the weekend, and I'm going to probably put out on Friday, is all about the negatives of cannabis. It's about 3,500 words. It's a 17, 18-minute article, but it covers.
I may or may not have read your 11-minute article this morning.
Oh, that was that was about.
Was that yesterday's?
The best medical methods of consumption.
I scanned through it real quick. I figure, we work together. I should probably read your stuff.
Yeah, but
keep
the one
up on some of it.
It's ready to go. I just haven't published it yet.
I'm not a good reader though, so it doesn't make all sense to me because it's like all one run-on sentence. I don't know punctuation and things like that. Right. Anyway, Jeff,
properly, but
no, you're punctuated properly. I don't know how to punctuate it. I'll be like blah, 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 and I'll be like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Let's look at this here.
Yes, there.
So, Veronica, good morning, Veronica. I haven't had a chance to say good morning yet. Says the doctor took me off out of my anxiety pills, so I have been smoking more. Is there a reason the doctor took you off them that you should still be on them and smoking? Did you find you're better? This is the real thing that matters. Are you better off your anxiety pills and smoking more, or were you better with your anxiety pills and smoking less? At which stage of your situation were you better? That's the most important thing to consider. That's all that matters here, is how do you feel? Because if you feel you need those pills and the doctor's not doing things right, then you have to go a different way. Yeah, go ahead, Hippie.
All right, I'm going to touch on this, and I'm not talking about Vern, but I'm talking about myself, somebody with bipolar who in my mind, I feel great on days where Mrs. Hippie's like, you need to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up because I'm about to beat your ass. And I'm like, and she's like, you're in a mania and you're going crazy. So, I mean, if I'm not taking my pills and I feel great, then,
right.
Could it be a bad thing, Dr. High?
No. It's really, you have to just evaluate the response. If the response is positive and it makes your life better, then that's the right thing to do. If the response is opposite, then you have to look at a different response.
Well, I guess not everybody has a Mrs. Hippie in their house that tells them I'm in charge, you're my bitch. And
that's it. So Veronica says it's been 10 years.
Please
so
don't beat me again.
As I look at this, what this tells me is that cannabis has really been beneficial in Veronica's life. That the first 2 weeks were bad because she was coming off of the medication and getting it out of her system. So that says really good for cannabis. I'm just hard to deal with in public. Oh, it's just hard to deal with public. Then she said she was hard to deal with.
I hate people. I hate public too, but I think it's part of my mental illness. I love people.
People get a social anxiety, right?
Yeah, I got that.
Going out of the house,
I got that.
It's stressful. I got to tell you, and some of you out there, I was in prison for 8.5 years.
No,
in the States, 8.5 years, and to this day,
how do I always get the criminals?
I am the absolute most comfortable in my home. I like being home.
Absolutely, man.
I don't, I'm not afraid of the public, and I like the public, and I'm a sociable enough guy, and I can speak to anybody. I just like it here better. And some of us are that way because we get this little bit of anxiety, right? So that's not unusual. As long as it's not to the point where it affects you from being able to look out for your own best interests. Go to a doctor when you need to go to a doctor, do your groceries when you need to do your groceries, take care of your life and just live it, then it's not really a problem, is it? If it doesn't affect others, it's not.
Oh, yeah. I was reading Jeff's comment. I haven't had any medication from any doctors in over 3 years. They want to stick needles into my neck. I tried it once and I told them to stop because it hurt so bad.
What is it? Cortisone?
Oh, I don't know.
Cortisone treatments.
Little in the neck.
So Lori can't smoke enough to deal with the public. Is that from anxiety?
Yeah, and she just wrote her. My hubby does my hubby and my kids do the grocery shopping.
My wife has pretty severe anxiety.
Lazy. That's just lazy, Lori.
No, it's really not. My wife has pretty severe social anxiety.
I was being Mrs. Hippie again.
I live with it every day. I know.
No. That's lazy, hippie. Get up, you bum. I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm afraid of all those people. Bite me, hippie. Oh, I will, baby. You offered.
Dee Dabs. Good morning.
Dee Dabs. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. We are talking all sorts of good shit this morning. Where were we just now? I was biting Lori.
Oh, the doctors are online. Oh, that's good. Online doctors, good to have. This is a big problem. Having the same doctor that can follow your situation.
COVID helped so much with a lot of my social anxiety. I don't have to go to the doctor no more. I mean, unless I really need to go. I mean, maybe that's not good, but I don't know. I should probably see the doctor.
You know what? Let's see it for what it is. This is the evolution of this is the future, right? The governments want this to happen. Look at this lockdown we had over the pandemic. There is a design in place to isolate us all in small areas so that we're manageable, right? I was watching a documentary on Netflix the other day that scared the shit out of me in some ways because I saw the path forward. They are now creating a military machine that is AI infused, weapons platforms, robots, drones that can conduct war without the intervention of men or with the intervention of very few men. Now, I think that for a government to overthrow the people and to really put the clamp down in, they need military control. But soldiers aren't going to exercise violence against the people of their own country because they're there to serve the United States. They're there to serve Canada. They're there to serve the people. They're idealistic. This is what they believe. It's why they sign up and risk their lives. So they're not going to turn on the population to enforce the will of these big, powerful people to actually encapsulate us like we see in futuristic movies. But that's going to come because now when they get this robot force together, they're going to be able to control the people because it won't require soldiers with emotions. It'll be machines that enforce the will of those few powerful men. So it's very scary what's coming down the pipe. Why did we start on this path? What were we talking about?
We were saying hi to Dee Dab.
Oh, doctors online, and we were talking about interacting with people, socializing.
Right, so socializing and social anxieties and that kind of stuff. And
this is the way we'll interact in the future because this is probably very good for social anxiety. People don't feel it the same way when they're in the comfort of their home and they're just on a screen. They feel safe. They feel okay. They feel like they can be themselves. I mean, look at so many different aspects of the internet where people are able to show themselves as they wish to show themselves. You know what I mean?
I pretend that I'm a puppet.
Yeah, but you have the freedom to do that. The metaverse is coming. The metaverse is virtually living in the virtual world. We'll wear goggles and go into the metaverse. There are places you can go in now and party with Snoop Dogg and own a meta mansion. And these places exist. And this is the future of human interaction. This is the way it's going. No longer will you gather with your friends to party the same way as you'll gather with your high school class in the metaverse, everybody in VR, some of them looking like furry animals, some of them looking like Greek gods, some of them looking like aliens, whatever they choose their avatar to be. And you'll chill.
So what happens to our bodies when we're doing this constantly on the internet and not out in real life walking?
Well, I mean, motion's
doing exercise and
but motion's necessary to maintain health.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Our health is going to get horrible. We're just going to be a bunch of big fat guys. Like,
no, what they're going to do is they're going to build they're going to build a platform. Let's think of it like a ring, a 10-foot round ring or something like that. And it's going to be like a treadmill, but it'll be more like a rolling ball that can go in any direction. So you'll be able to put your VR glasses on and be inside this sphere. And you can run, you can walk, you can change directions, but you're always inside this railed area, right? That may be 10 feet around. So it's just like it'll be like a mouse wheel that'll turn in any direction, but that's the way you'll be able to travel in your VR world, but you'll also be able to get your exercise. Yeah.
Dr. High, did you take your tarts this morning?
Got one in my mouth right now.
You're tripping, bud. You're tripping.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, let's get back. I'm not fat. I'm fluffy. Right. I'm fluffy too.
How do we get off the weed?
I have no idea. I'm on weed.
We're talking about social anxiety. Look at the way a tangent can go.
Right. It was crazy.
We've gone to we've gone from talking about people having social anxiety issues to what was that old Harrison Ford movie there in the future, that big one, Blade Runner type scenario. Or
I don't know where the hell we went. I was like, what the hell are you talking about, man? I'm too high for this shit. Where's my fucking pen? Anyway, all right. So we're hanging. We just did a commercial, right? Only a couple of minutes ago.
I don't know. No, it's almost 11, so it must have been a while. I think we've only done one commercial since we started.
No, I think we did too. I just don't know where anything is anymore.
Well, better to err on the side of caution than on the side of regret.
Oh, right? Yeah. We're due for a commercial, for fuck's sake. Holy shit. All right, here we go. We'll be right back. You're hanging with the doctor and the hippie here.
I hope you look slim on the big screen.
What to expect when you're expecting?
Slim's not.
A teenager.
No, I don't have Slim. I don't know where Slim is today.
Today
I haven't
I'm
seen
going
him.
to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please share it out to your groups, your chats, your friends, anybody who may be interested, anybody you know who might have a question. I seen a bunch of people posting pictures yesterday of what's wrong with this leaf. Why does my pot leaf look like this?
This is the story
The doctor
of a
can
very
help.
special woman.
The doctor can help.
In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is.
Welcome. Please
She could
give a
also
like
make
and a
monsters
share.
disappear,
Please.
especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, hippie, look at this beautiful crystal sphere I got from Bella's Badass Crystals.
Look at this big vagina I got.
OMG, hippie.
It doubles as a worry stone.
Bella's Badass Crystals is on the top of the mountain in Dauphin.
Hey, look at the picture.
Hi, puppy.
And twice a day Tuesdays.
He's a good boy.
Badass Crystals on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
They are badass.
That's the first time he showed himself.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make sense with water, including
What's up,
healthy
Kyle?
alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, Pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
WTHC. By the way, I got to let everybody out there on Live 365 and tune in know that the big vaginas are sold out as of right now. They are sold out. So you got to wait another week or so and they'll have more vaginas coming in. Don't you worry about it. Welcome back. You're hanging with Da.Hippie and DoktorHigh. We're here live on Live 365 and tune in, and of course on Facebook and YouTube. A big shout out to everybody over here hanging out. I appreciate and love you guys. DoktorHigh, what's up, brother?
Not much. What were we talking about earlier? I don't even remember anymore.
We're all over the place today. We were talking about Delta THCO and how the bad stuff that's coming out about it. We were talking about
oh yeah, the end of times, all kinds of stuff, eh?
We're all over the place, yeah. Lori and Jeff have been really talking about their sicknesses, and Vern and their help. They need help over there. Kyle, did you get an opportunity to talk to your friend about the Twitches and if any of those, see if he can get that White Widow or whatever? Anybody else have any questions? Please feel free to ask. DoktorHigh, I see I can ask about it because I can't really help them, not because I don't know who it was, but somebody had a beautiful leaf, but then it had big brown circles in it. Dried out like patches of circles, and they were very concerned about what was going on. What would you think?
Well, there should always be concern when your leaves aren't green and healthy. There's, I mean, part of a technique, right, could be to find your maximum feed point. You want to push, right? Push your nutrient levels, and then.
Well, you should definitely pluck that leaf off, right? You immediately take that leaf off, right? I mean, that's got to go. If it's only one on the plant, if it's the first one, get that shit out. Take it off. Lori's asking, what's the best way for her to smoke if she has lung issues and coughing?
Well, if it's smoking, it's vaping.
Edibles.
100%. If you want to consume through the lungs, then it's vaping. But looking at what you say there, Lori, I think that you should maybe look at a different delivery method, because that's a lot of lung issues, and perhaps some of your chronic back pain is related to your lungs, because your lungs are in your back, right? And yeah, it can be hard on some of the muscles and stuff like that. So,
and your back issues couldn't be from those mama jambas you got rocking around on the front half of you either. Maybe did I say that out loud? Or
yeah,
I was thinking to myself. Sorry, Lori. Sorry.
Jeez. Yeah, no. Do you play with edibles at all, Lori, or oils and stuff like that? Have you experimented with these things?
She experiments. I'll say it's whatever they find on the way past on the highway, and I just sometimes I get very concerned.
Oh, jeez.
That she's getting stuff that's not quality, like that lava rocks that she had last week. They just didn't look like lava rocks or whatever they're rocks, whatever they're called.
Moon rocks, yeah.
They were not the same moon rocks I've
seen.
You
gotta watch it, right? You gotta be careful. Like in Canada, it's different. We don't need to take the caution. We just need to go to a legal distribution outlet, and we're guaranteed the quality, right? Guaranteed the safety. You don't have that same guarantee in the States. So you really have to be a better educated consumer. You have to really kind of do your due diligence, right? So
you better saw that bitch.
What's that?
Sorry. I'm giving Curly Kel the finger, but I can't because I don't have the finger. So I'm saying
the best way to keep the hippie quiet.
Buffangul, bitch. If I had front teeth, I'd be flicking them at you.
So,
anyway, sorry.
I would say, Lori, are you using edibles? Do you use oils?
I think her best bet is to start looking into infusing and eating it more, because your lungs are already bad. You already got a patchy thing on your arm for your cigarette abuse. You're coughing off so hard that you turn purple, and I don't like that.
And there's truth to that, right? I quit smoking cigarettes in.
Well, you might need to talk. You might need to talk to Little Boxes tomorrow when she comes on and listen to her nano-emulsification show when we talk about that, because that's a way that sometimes people can't. Their fat doesn't. Go ahead, Dr. High. You explain it.
It's it's a certain enzyme. I don't know what enzyme it is. I don't remember.
Right. There's an enzyme that
makes it difficult for your body to uptake the THC in the form of an edible when it's soluble in a fat or an oil. So
you don't have to go with Little Boxes. You can get you can make your own.
Yeah, really, you can make your own of anything basically. But emulsification, I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow if you can really make your own.
No, I don't mean that, but I mean you can make your own butters and batters and cookies and things like that. It takes.
You can do all that, but Lori's saying that she doesn't get a buzz off edibles. And if we're going under the supposition, it's the same situation like you, where you're not able to get high from them, and the guess is it's because you have a certain enzyme or don't have a certain enzyme. I don't know whether you have to have it or not have it to make it.
I don't know. I don't know, and Lori might not know either. I don't know if I've had really good edibles. I've eaten those stupid things off the street, the nerd ropes.
Well, let me tell you something. If you want accurate dosed cannabinoid products, try a product from my dispensary, because those are maximized by law. These guys, it's been pushed right to the limit. So you'll know whether it works for you or not. That dose would be enough for you to know first time, first experience. You'll say, oh, what's that? Or you'll be like, I don't feel it. You know what I mean?
And I told you, Dr. High, one of my other biggest issues is I don't have that extra time to sit around and wait for it to kick in, So I'm like, I get high, and I sometimes.
Well, with the nano-emulsified stuff, it only takes 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
So it's the bioavailability is.
I want to be like this doing the show tomorrow. Not tomorrow. She'll be on tomorrow. But
did you eat some more distillate yesterday to try it?
I did, and no effect. I didn't feel anything. I don't know. I don't think so. No, and I did I had a gummy, and I did 2 decent sized pieces of rice, like two fatty pieces of cooked rice, like a little chunkier than normal. And I ate it, and nothing. I didn't really feel any different.
Interesting.
It makes me sad. I'm going to try it again. I got this one vial. This is going to be an all edible vial, this one syringe.
That's
it. Try it. And then I got the 3 others. If worse comes to worse, then I'll start figuring out how do we smoke it, like you were saying. I got one.
Oh, yeah, it's entirely possible.
Yeah, I got one of them carts over there that we can take apart and try to figure it out.
Did you try to unscrew it yesterday?
A little bit, but not really. I messed with it for a second. I'm busy. I'm kind of got my hands full with puppets. Shit, radioing and stuff.
So Kelly says, I can't answer non-cannabis questions unless they're about the apocalypse and the end of the world and the way that the government's going to overrun us one day. But outside of that, no, cannabis only. I don't know how to keep it quiet, and I wouldn't even want to try at this point. And Kelly says she doesn't get high from edibles either. And Kyle's, after a long day of work, crazy busy, what good strain with a high level of THC so he forgets about the day? Well, that would depend on what you like. If you want to relax at the end of the day, you want an indica.
You're all about the indica, Kyle. I think you like an indica, man. Everything
some myrcene, maybe
same thing.
A little percentage of CBN, low number there, but
same thing.
that would help you relax and put the day behind you and not think too much. That's the perfect recipe for some munchies and a good movie on Netflix.
We need to talk about Kyle for a second. What's a good weed, Dr. High, that will help you keep your damn eyes open so we can see if you're awake or not?
Well, that's the opposite of an indica. That'd be a sativa. That's the awakening one.
Kyle is like this, staring at the screen the whole time. His eyes is all, you can't see my eyes, but they're all, I just had them all squinty. You couldn't barely see them. They were
I get a lot smaller when I smoke.
He's like,
that's for sure.
And his smile starts over here by one ear, and it goes all the way down and around and all the way up to the other ear. He just sits there and stares.
That's that Cheshire cat grin.
Kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he just kind of stares at you, stoned out of his mind.
That's good to be stoned.
Yeah, Kyle gets very high very easy, but he's had that bad accident, so I'm sure some stuff has been changed around, moved into different locations. You know, they took his anus and it's on his hip now. And no, I'm just kidding. Did I take my meds? Yes, I took my meds. Thank you, Mom.
So Kyle might be enjoying smoking because if you've had a serious accident, sometimes you can have PTSD from that accident, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So here is an interesting article that was posted today about how veterans and frontline workers say cannabis is tackling PTSD and depression. Now, this article is done by the CBC News in Canada. So this is a study in Canada where cannabis is legal and accessible to all. Right? So it starts off by saying, during Steve Glode's 27-year career with the RCMP, so this guy was like an FBI agent, he never thought his retirement would include using cannabis to recover. He's among the veteran ambassadors at CannaConnect, a company that advertises how it uses cannabis to address conditions like depression, arthritis, chronic pain, and post-traumatic stress disorder in veterans and frontline workers. It provides consultation and support to people on one side of CannaConnect, including veterans, blah, 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 blah. So being a police officer, we can tell you the street value of cannabis, and we can tell you how much time you might get or the fine, says laughing. But I would never have remotely gathered the health benefits to me, for me, in my journey. So like many people, he says he wasn't comfortable walking into a recreational cannabis store and asking for help. He did it once and he felt he had no other option. Demand for medical marijuana amongst Canada's veterans has surged since 2008. And the government actively promotes it. They have a treatment center for cannabis for PTSD for the military. Go ahead.
You need the Discord link. You were in the Discord, dipshit.
Yep.
Oh, for crying out loud. Fun Guy Tim is here. Hi, Fun Guy. The Fun Guy. The Fun Guy. The Fun Guy. I can't give it to you right now, sir. I'm a little busy. I don't know if you... The Fun Guy and the Fun Guy Rock and Roll radio show starting when? Tonight again? Anyway, yeah, I'll give it. Lori can invite you back, or somebody can invite you back. Please, somebody invite Tim back to the Discord. Thank you very much. That being said, where were we, Dr. High? I'm sorry.
Oh, we were just talking about what's coming to be shown here about cannabis and PTSD. It says cannabis can be used to treat PTSD, and there are multiple stories of RCMP officers and veterans using it to treat their condition.
Yeah, I mean, I was a firefighter, and I have PTSD from my accident.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And I would say I have some PTSD, undiagnosed, I would say, from some of the stuff I've seen as a firefighter.
Oh, absolutely.
Death.
Absolutely.
death and dismemberment.
Yeah.
Death and dismemberment is not fun to watch and see every day.
No, it changes people. I've known a few people that I grew up with that became cops. And a few years after becoming cops, their whole outlook had changed, right? They went from wanting to become a police officer because they wanted to help people. They wanted to protect the public. They wanted to do good things. And then after 3 or 4 years in the police force, everybody's evil. The world is an evil place. There's trouble around every corner. They're suspicious of everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it really has a psychological impact, depending on what line of service you give, right? So a police officer react that way. A firefighter has to deal with what they see in car accidents.
All right, Timmy.
Serious accidents and just what happens to the human body under the worst conditions possible, right? Ambulance attendants, you got to deal with children. I had a friend who was an ambulance driver, a paramedic, and he never bothered his work never bothered him too much, from what you could tell, right? Sometimes he had a real sense of humor about some of the stuff that happened, but there were times that children were involved, and you could see the impact it had psychologically on him.
One of my stories, it wasn't major, but it affected me still to this day. I think about it all the time. I could see her face. It was probably a 4 or 5 year old little Spanish girl, and her mom were home at the time the house went on fire. And I was the first on the scene, me and my chief, my captain, I mean, and we showed up because we were in our POV, so our personal vehicle. So we were first on the scene, and she was screaming and trying to run into the house, and I had to hold her back. And the mom was screaming and crying on the other side, and they were on the other side of the road, and the little girl was screaming that she wanted her toys. I want my toys. I want my toys. And I just had to hold her and try to talk to her and keep her from going in, because she was fighting to try to get into the building.
Yeah, because they don't understand the danger they're actually in, right? That situation when their kids.
Yeah, well, when she's only 5, and the smoke is coming out of all the windows, and she's flipping out. It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling when you know that everything is going to be gone.
Yeah. No
doubt. Thank God nobody was in there. She doesn't realize that. Thank God she wasn't in there, and that everybody was out and safe. And
yeah.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. We're hanging with DoktorHigh. It's 11.
Everybody's got their accidents. Hey, Kelly in 2019, Lori in 93. Kyle says he doesn't have PTSD because he doesn't remember his car accident.
Oh yeah, Kyle he got hit hard. He also asked, "What's your favorite strain?" Kyle's our question asking.
Super Lemon Haze for me. Super Lemon Haze is my favorite strain. Love it, especially if it's done by the right grower. It just has this nose to it. When you put your face in the bag, it's just heaven. And I like the sativa high. I like to stay awake when I'm high. I don't really like to get knocked out.
You don't get that pulsing, heart racing, or any of that kind of stuff?
Sometimes, but not from the sativas, no. No, sometimes from edibles.
From the cocaine?
No, not anymore. Been a long time since I've done that.
I only get it from sativa. I definitely don't get it from indicas.
No, I don't experience it from cannabis at all, really. But sometimes if an edible is a little stronger than I'd like, or if I hit the distillate pen compulsively for too long, I could end up with some of those type feelings, right? Because it can. And that's one of the negatives that's going to be in my blog post that I'm going to publish in the next couple of days, is it can affect your heart. It can affect your heart rate. It can affect your blood pressure. There can be concerns if you have pre-existing heart condition about cannabis use at the same time. So, the numbers aren't large, but they've been seen. So these are why, you can't talk about cannabis responsibly and only talk about the good. Right. So
well, that's why I brought up earlier the
people have to be aware.
Because I've heard lots of people talk about it in the past, over my lifetime, over abuse is going to lead to Parkinson's or whatever, whatever.
No, it doesn't lead to these things.
Well, that's why
it doesn't lead to disease. It can interact with things like we were just talking about your heart, the cannabis hyperemesis syndrome that can give you like really bad vomiting and bad stomach cramping and really unpleasant experiences. And there's one cure. That's stopping consumption. Yeah, you stop using cannabis, the symptoms go away. It's plain and simple. So as sad as that may be for somebody to have that experience, especially if they're using cannabis as their medicine, then that's tragic, right? Because they're not going to be able to continue the use of the cannabis because it induces these really negative physiological responses.
Can that come on at any time in life? I mean, can that come on?
Yeah.
50 years later, you'd be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's not nice. That better not happen.
No, but you just hope that you're not the one, just like anything else, right? We always, with cancer, we hope we're not the one. We know people are going to get it. We just hope we don't.
If you're throwing up, is that the only side effect? I mean, do you still get high?
No, you get.
I'll deal with the throwing up.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, I'm a pothead, man.
You throw confetti, hippie, or
do I what?
I'm just wondering, as a puppet, do you throw up like confetti or ribbons?
Stuffing.
Fluffing. That's it.
It's hairballs.
I can't give my dog soft toys because that's all you'll find around the house in 3 minutes is all that fluff.
Yeah, I would be dead in your
Tennis
house.
Ball, forget it. Tennis ball is destroyed in a minute.
I would be ripped to shreds. I could see me getting thrown around by that big fella.
No. It was nice for him to make an appearance on the screen today. I love that dog. I tell you.
Let me do these commercials so we can play our 420 song. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here and hanging. You're hanging with Da.Hippie and DoktorHigh on WTH.
Green Track is a nice strain. I like Green Track.
Hey, it's me, Mrs. Hippie. Check out Vern on TikTok at You Have Me Hooked. She's amazing. And everything she makes on TikTok, she sells at You Have Me Hooked 23 at Etsy. So you can watch her make it and she'll make personalized stuff. So if you have an idea, like I would like this thing made, she can make it. She can make anything. She's an incredible artist. Check her out at You Have Me Hooked on TikTok and You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
welcome
honey.
in. Welcome in.
Why
Thank you
don't
so
you
much for
take
being
me?
here.
When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself.
DoktorHigh,
AARP, we can
does
help with information and
the
useful tips on how
liquid
you can
burn
maintain
differently
healthy
in your
balance,
carts,
care for
like
your
from
own
one
physical
cart
and
to
mental
another?
well-being, and manage the
Yeah,
challenge.
sometimes.
Will it burn faster
The better care
sometimes
you
and
take of yourself,
slower
the better
sometimes?
care you can provide for your
There's a
loved
couple things that affect that sort of thing. The viscosity of the oil, like how thick it is,
Find free care
can affect how quickly it gets picked up. Your smoking patterns,
AARP.org/caregiving.
the quicker and harder you pull on that device, right? If you take big hits from it and you pull hard, you heat the coil up really fast. So
All
it
right,
burns a lot more oil.
Let's hear what everyone did this
Hey,
weekend.
You should take a 3-second pull in, but not a real like
100 years old.
nice.
My mom said I must have said it
Wood
right.
on a cigarette, right? With the
And then we
baby
went down that
you would have a
on
cigarette.
this huge rock.
seconds in,
And all
hold
these
for
little
6
minnows swimming
yeah.
around way below us. And then I rescued
That's
my
the
little
match,
brother.
and you pull gentle, and your
guarding him in the
oil
bush.
will
And my sister and I
last
brought
longer
him back.
because the coil doesn't heat up as much, right?
And then we
I
hurried
did that, and no smoke came out of my
Big
mouth.
Dipper let us all
No?
I think it all absorbed right into me.
were you, Jill?
Because it's
Well,
used to
and that's the
be a
idea,
lot
right?
more.
That's what you want.
Not that far away.
But I've seen people pass pens around at the podium and burn one out in 30 minutes.
Of course, this week.
Pass it around. Here, try this, try this, try this. The coil stays hot. The coal stays hot. The oil stays hot. It's thinner. More goes through ceramic. The pen gets plugged up, or the oil is gone in no time.
Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
WTHC, we're back and we got a 420 song. This is Hitman. I own the rights to this TikTok, Facebook, or whoever you are, Facebook. I own the rights. He's my friend. He gave me the rights to play this. Thank you. This is Hitman with Hide the Weed.
I like this song. This is a good song.
It is, yeah. He's going to be coming on the show soon.
Hey, this got real commercial potential, this one, I think.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah.
The windows down, let the smoke roll out, light a cigarette to hide the smell. He was waiting past the wood line when I came back,
really like
not giving a damn. When I seen his lights, he was on my ass, but I can't stop right now. I still gotta hide the weed. I be damned if I go to jail for 3.5. No sir, you ain't searching me. This ain't my first rodeo, son. I know my rights. You can call whoever, you can tell them what you want, but that still won't change a thing. Cause you ain't got a want, you ain't got a reason, and I'ma smoke when you pull away. So roll on, son. 1 a.m. we hit a roadblock on County Road 32. I said, hi, my weed and your titties, girl, or I hope you brought your running shoes. He said, pull to the side while you're out so late, and son, you better have a good excuse. Because you smell like smoke, but I'll let you go. I said, sir, I'm just passing through. I still gotta hide the weed. I be damned if I go to jail for 3.5. No, sir, you ain't searching me. This ain't my first rodeo, son. I know my rights. You can call whoever, you can tell them what you want, but that still won't change a thing. Cause you ain't got a want, you ain't got a reason, and I'ma smoke when you pull away. So roll on, son. We been riding the roads, getting stoned. We ain't seen the police all night long.
I could see Kid Rock doing this.
Yeah. This is kind of like a Jelly Roll or an FJ Outlaw. That rap kind of rap country.
Southern rock.
Happy 420, Reggie.
It is. Happy 420.
What the hell was y'all doing? I said, officer, I can't even lie. We had to hide the weed. I be damned if I go to jail for 3.5. No, sir, you ain't searching me. This ain't my first rodeo, son. I know my rights. You can call whoever, you can tell them what you want, but it still won't change a thing. Cause you ain't got a want and you ain't got a reason, and I'ma smoke when you pull away. So roll on, son.
WTHC, we're back, and happy 420 to everybody over there in the UK, including our good friend Raggy over there working his ass off every day. Happy 420 to you, buddy. You'll be home soon enough and hitting that bong. Welcome back, everybody. Hi, Dr. High. What's going on, man? We got about another 40 minutes or so before
we got
you
some time.
Or
We'll
more.
just backtrack in the comments a little bit here. Lori was saying that she likes green crack. This was her strain. That's one of her favorite strains. I remember green crack when it first came around in about 2000. Oh, I'm going to say 2014 was the first time I saw green crack. Very popular back then.
I've had it. I've definitely had it in the past. It's not a. I never. I don't turn any of it down. I mean, there's not a bad one out there. There's not really a bad one out there unless it's like something that is not really weed.
Right.
Like I've gotten oregano once or twice in my day.
And Doug's fond of broccoli. I see from his emojis. He's a broccoli fan. So broccoli's a good thing. Healthy.
Yes,
healthy choice.
He's a very healthy man.
Yep, broccoli is very, very good.
See, my broccoli, I like to add cheese, so it's no longer
got some
healthy.
talented people giving their music to you, eh? That song we just heard and Doug's music.
Yeah,
some talented people giving you some stuff to play.
well, that's my goal. Is I'm gonna just keep bringing in the talent.
Yeah.
And someday somebody's gonna grab them and be like, "Oh, listen to this. This station's got them all."
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Out over here on WTHC.
You never know. They're all stoner music, and it's great music.
They not all, I can't guarantee they all smoke or anything. I don't know nothing about that. They all.
No, but everybody's got to have a topic for the song. Right?
Everybody smokes. What the hell are we talking about?
So here we go with Kyle. He says his favorite strain, Skywalker OG. I grew. Let me think. How many plants of Skywalker OG did I grow? Probably in the neighborhood of 4,500 over 5 or 6 harvests of Skywalker OG. Nice strain, beautiful when it grows, incredible smell. Girl Scout cookies, nice. Jack Frost, not familiar with. Venom OG, Jet Settler, Neon Trees, don't know any of those strains. Blue Dream I grew a lot of too. Blue Dream is a great plant to grow. Great harvests, a lot of beneficial terpenes in the Blue Dream. It gives nice weight on your harvest, so it's a good one to grow if you're a medical patient.
And you're allowed to.
Yeah, if you're allowed to, if you have the opportunity. Yeah, that's the problem, Kyle. When you're talking about metal rods and stuff like that, these cannabis to manage that pain because it's temperature sensitive, right? The metal gets cold. I'm sure if you got metal rods in your leg and you're on a concrete floor for any period of time, your pain goes up. You know what I mean? That's the problem. It's hard to keep those things happen because it's temperature sensitive. So you just gotta try and keep those parts of your body as warm as possible during the winter.
I have metal rod in my leg as well, and it sucks. And his is in his upper thigh. Mine is in my lower.
That's a serious bone to break, man.
When I said that, man. That's the biggest fucker in the body. I think.
I see my dog eat those things from cows.
Yeah.
And I know that a human one's probably fairly similar in size, right?
Close, probably. Yeah. I mean, that's a big bone. I don't want to break that one. I broke the little two underneath it in my other half of my leg. Yeah. And that sucks. And the rods suck. And I feel for anybody who's got pins and rods and all that kind of stuff. But I mean,
so good.
Mine is a steel vertebrae in the neck. Oh, that's got to be a joy.
Yeah, you got to watch some of these metal implants too, right? Joint replacement, stuff like that.
Yeah, because your body can also reject them years later, I've been told.
Well, not just that. There's a documentary on Netflix. This doctor had to have a joint replacement. I think it was his knee. He was an active runner, real big runner. He was a doctor. He specialized in this kind of orthopedic medicine, right? For a knee replacement, hip replacement, joint replacement. That's what he did. That was his specialty. And then he had to get a joint replacement for himself. So he got this metal joint replacement done. And after a period of time, he started to display symptoms of Alzheimer's and dementia. And they continued to get worse. And it caused him to start looking at why this was happening, because there were patients he had seen this in also, right? But this guy was a healthy guy. He wasn't that old. But some of his patients, he had seen this rapid kind of onset dementia happen too at a period of time after the joint replacement. And he did enough research to be able to prove that these specific kind of joints in certain people can do that, because as soon as they replaced the joint with a different type of metal joint, the symptoms went away on all the people. And this is a very commonly used thing in the US right now. So if you got to get a joint replacement, do your research.
Poison from the metals is what Lori said.
Yeah, poison from the metals, exactly.
I mean, it used to be metals. Now it's what, titanium. They've tried to change it.
Yeah, I
but
can't remember the specific metal, but I mean, it was something that you would think. I don't know if it was titanium or it might have been. I don't remember, but it's a documentary on Netflix, so it's there for anybody to see, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything we grew, we grew from clones, except when it was a pheno hunt to determine the mothers for a new strain that we were going to grow. Then we went from seed. That was always the best, but clone is the fastest route to success, let's say.
Oh my goodness, a good strain for pain. Dr. High, I don't know this one.
Oh, well, it's going to be something that's high with sedative quality, right? So
same thing.
THC, CBD, CBD, because it depends on the pain too, right? There are different kinds of pain. There's neuropathic pain. There is inflammatory pain. There's chronic pain. There's different forms of pain, right? So different types of cannabis would be better at addressing certain things. But the problem is that I can't tell you specifically what to look for in the strain name, because number one, I don't put much effort into strain names, because people can call weed whatever they want to call it. When they grow the plant,
I got a can of Hippie OG over here.
Yeah, like, I mean, any name can be attached to it, right? So I don't really focus too much on the strains of plants. You know, I'll remember them only because if I get some cannabis and it's good cannabis and I like it, then I'm going to remember that strain and that manufacturer, that grower, right? Because I'm going to go back to it, because it's part of being an educated consumer and getting the biggest bang for your buck, which is what's the most important, right? Especially when product is as expensive as it is in the US.
Fuckers.
In comparison to here, anyway.
Fuckers. Anyway. Bullets left in your body. Oh.
Yeah.
I saw that. All right. So I got a whole bunch of dumb questions.
Okay.
Well, I don't really. I was hoping you would.
Can we make it a segment?
Dumb questions from Hippie. Yes. No, I don't even really have any dumb questions. I wasn't ready. I thought you were gonna fill in with something and be like, no, we got this. What I want to ask you is, so like the gout is an inflammatory disease, right? I mean, but it's also a liver kind of thing. It's also a rich man's disease. How do I combat that with weed? I mean, I guess the same thing you're telling Kyle, right? Inflammatory.
Which is CBD for the most part.
Right. So I should we were talking about this yesterday and how I should start on a daily regimen of CBD maybe.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start ingesting some CBD. Oh, what's the best way, sir?
So basically what you got here is you got three kinds of pain, right? You got neuropathic pain, which is caused by damage. Well, I don't know about gout specifically. I was just going to say there are different types of pain that need to be addressed differently.
Oh, okay. I totally
right? And people feel pain differently too. Women and men have different types of tolerances to pain. You know, at my local dispensary that I like to shop at, they actually have suppositories, vaginal and rectal suppositories for men and for women. They don't have vaginal for men, but yeah, because for menstrual cramping and things like that, the thing is, because it's a glycerin infusion.
For the anus, what would we use it for? The anus for anal warts, Hemorrhoids?
No, for any medical delivery. It's just because those mucous membranes are so good at absorbing.
I remember when the kids were doing it with alcohol. They were shooting vodka up their asses and shit.
Yeah, you got to watch that. When I was in the
I don't
States,
want to see it. Thank you.
No, I don't be watching that way.
I don't want to.
There was a lady in Texas who killed her husband like that. He was an alcoholic.
Alcohol up his ass?
Yeah, he was an alcoholic, and he had some sort of throat surgery or something. He had to have this surgery done, and he wasn't able to drink at the time, and he wanted to drink, so he convinced his wife to give it to him rectally, and he died of alcohol poisoning because the body absorbs it so much quicker through that part of your anatomy that
so don't pour the whole beer in your ass.
I think she only gave him like a Mickey.
You have to do like a shot of it.
Yeah, I don't know what you call a Mickey, but a pint.
Anal shots.
A pint, maybe.
A Mickey.
Yeah, the little Mickey bottles used to fit in your
Bill
back.
Cosby. We can get that information from Bill Cosby.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's a Mickey guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, these are who knows about that guy, right?
Yeah,
but
we don't talk about Bruno.
This is the problem. You have people with lots of money. Eventually, what thrills are left? Right? What thrills are left? Money can only buy you so many. Then they become weird. It's like the Clintons killing babies in a pizzeria in New York City.
I can't believe
For the blood test.
I can't believe they did that.
You know what I mean? So Pizzagate, right? Wasn't that what it was called?
Yeah, whatever. We don't talk about Bruno.
I don't believe that either, but I just thought it'd be funny to bring it up.
Well,
just in case it was real.
Pizzagate.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I don't know what it's called.
We are here for your guys' knowledge. Anybody who has any questions, please feel free to ask us. You're listening to WTHC. We're live on Live 365 and tune in every day. And we're here on Facebook and YouTube. This is DoktorHigh. I'm Da.Hippie. DoktorHigh, let's talk fungi. What about that? Do you have anything on fungi?
Only the fact that I've been taking it every day for the last 3 weeks, and I feel awesome.
Now, what does awesome mean? Like overall,
like really good, like energetic, focused, alert, good.
But then that's the red, them red mushrooms, right? What are they called?
No, I'm not taking the Amanita muscaria because I can't get those into Canada. That's a problem. I'm taking all the others like the reishi, the lion's mane, the cordyceps. This one here, this one that I'm taking here is a blend of 14 mushrooms, and they're isomalt, reishi, cordyceps, chaga, mesomita, lion's mane, turkey tail, maitake, shiitake.
Sounds delicious.
They taste great. Oyster mushrooms, true tinder, polypore, green coffee bean extract. They taste like these are grape flavored, but they're really good.
And hi Andrew, how are you, buddy? Yeah, so you take those immediate effect that day, like you feel great.
I don't think,
or is it a buildup of over time? Now you're starting to feel great.
I think it might have. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think I might have noticed it the first day and then kind of not noticed it or thought about it afterwards and then noticed again like a week and a half later. I was just generally feeling so much better. And I'm like, well, what the hell is different? You know what I mean? Like I cut my sugar consumption back quite a bit. And yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there's something to it. Yeah. Well, plants, Plants are we're meant to survive on plants.
Plants, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
We recommend plants.
Just a quick one for you here, Kyle. For pain, AC/DC, Blue Dream,
yes,
Harlequin, Afghan Kush, Northern Lights. That's a good jumping off place. If you go on to Leafly and you type in one of those 5 strains, you'll start to see the different lineages where the spinoff comes from, right? So then you can see the branches that would include the same type of terpenes, THC content, things of that nature. But the THC is not all that high. Like Northern Lights top out around 22%, Afghan Kush around 21%. Blue Dream can hit up to around 24%. Yeah, so
30 something like I got over here, OG hippie.
Yeah, that's pretty rare to hit those kind of numbers for anybody.
Banana puddingtine.
But
puddingtine. It's crazy. I can't believe how good it is. I just finished the first eighth.
I want to know because I have a book about medical cannabis and migraines. That's one of my books, Lori. And cannabis makes your migraine worse. Is that what she's saying? It makes it worse?
She said, well, I don't know if she's saying it makes it worse. She just can't smoke anything. But because she coughs, and the cough will probably make your head pound when you have a migraine.
Well, that might be the perfect time, Lori, for a tincture or an edible, because there is quite a bit of evidence to suggest that cannabis can be beneficial for migraines. And to tell you a quick story, my very first time that I realized that something about cannabis could have medical benefit to people, like that I actually knew from my own personal experience, I had a really bad headache. I don't think I get migraines, but on this day I had an extremely bad headache, nauseating headache, right? Really pounding and a lot of pain in the neck and the eyes, and it was horrible. And I had purchased some CBD isolate for the very first time, maybe a week or 2 weeks before that. And it was sitting on my coffee table, and I hadn't used it because I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. Right? I had it, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to apply it or how to utilize it. So I'm looking at this jar sitting there, and I got this horrible headache. And I remember somebody saying that CBD can help with headaches. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. So I fired up my dab rig, and I took some THC distillate because it's sticky, and the CBD isolate was a powder. So I put some distillate on my dab tool. I rubbed it around inside the CBD isolate to get the pure CBD powder on it, and I dabbed it. From the time I inhaled to the time I exhaled, my headache was gone instantly. And I sat there with such a confused look on my face. My wife looked at me and she said, what's going on? And I said, I don't understand this, but my headache just went away as I exhaled. She's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm waiting for it to come back for a couple, and there's nothing. It's gone. And she says, well, I have a bit of a headache. Let me try it. So give her a dab, worked for her. Same experience, headache gone. So maybe fast forward a week, week and a half, 2 weeks later, I have a friend of mine over, and he's sitting on the couch and he's uncomfortable. He's stretching and twisting. And I'm like, what's going on, Terry? And he said, I'm starting to get a migraine headache. And I said, oh, you get migraines? He said, yeah, I'm going to have to spend the next 3 days in my fucking room in the dark, in silence to get rid of it. So I proceeded to tell him the experience that I had had when I dabbed that THC distillate and CBD isolate shortly before. And I said, do you want to try? And he's like, fuck yeah, I'll try. I'll try anything not to go through that experience, right?
Sure.
So I picked it up for him, and I gave him that dab. And he exhaled, and he leaned back into the couch and got a confused look on his face. And I said, so, Terry, how do you feel? And he's like, this is so weird. I feel like I feel the day after the migraine has passed. That same kind of relief and relaxation that it's gone, right? When the pain's over, it's like a relief. And truly incredible. So
what do you think? We're a dispensary?
Yeah.
The hell? Oh, we are a dispensary. You can go to DoktorHigh.com and get your own dabs with some. No, I don't know.
No, we don't have product like that. I can't help with isolates or distillate.
But you can go to your local real dispensary, not your local smoke shop at the corner of the road, and pick up distillate.
Well, this would be the ultimate idea, right? CBD isolate ordered out of California, quite inexpensive to buy. Just 1 gram. You don't need very much of it. 1 gram of CBD isolate utilized in the way I just described would get you through the onset of 50 migraine headaches, 50. Right? So it would last a long time. You'd need to secure 1 gram of THC distillate or a live resin, a full live resin or something like that.
That's like what I got in the syringes over here.
Like he has. And then you use the combination of the two.
You put a little blob of that shit on your tool.
Yeah.
And then you rub it around in the powder, cocaine looking like stuff.
Yeah.
And then you take it out and you heat up your little nectar collector and you do it right off of the little tool.
I would just get a little portable oil vaporizer. They're so cheap anymore, right? A Yocan or something like that. You can get a good Yocan Duke oil for $40. It's worth it. But yeah, it's worth the try, Lori, because you can find other ways to utilize those ingredients if you don't find that particular doesn't work for you. But personally witnessed and experienced by me, so I can say I think there's something to it. And I mean, I did a lot of research because I've written a book about migraines and cannabis. And
is there a book available at Amazon?
Yes, there is.
On migraines?
Yes.
Written by you, sir?
Yes.
And all the research by you, sir?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Go on over to Amazon and pick up all of Dr. High's books. They're all available over there on Amazon.
The ebooks are only $3.50.
$3.50. I see you guys spending more than that on crystals.
Yeah, the ebook is
$3.50.
$3.50.
No damn rock is going to save your brain from headaches.
Paperbacks are a little more expensive, but the ebooks are only $3.50.
You can rub a rock on your forehead, I guess. Maybe rub a crystal on your forehead. No offense, Bella's Badass Crystals, who sells the best crystals in the world. I love you guys. But it's not going to help with a migraine.
No.
So
no,
get $3.50 together and go get yourself Dr. High's book at Amazon, and you can have it all written right there for you.
Yeah.
All right, we got to do a commercial, everybody. I thank you all for being here. We'll be right back. You're listening to Da.Hippie and Dr. High on WTHC Radio.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute?
Yeah, Dr. High does not take payments on $3.50. Sorry.
Making sure they're safe and comfortable.
Your $7,000 bill over at Bella's Badass Crystals, they're willing to take payments.
Now, the transactions happen through Amazon. I got no control over that anyway.
She's still asking, Dr. High going to let me make payments?
The better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
I have no control over that. I don't have any process or anything. So.
At aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement.
We should give away a book.
AARP and the Ad Council.
We should give away what?
Maybe we should give away a copy of his cannabis medicine.
All right.
Today?
Let's do it on Friday.
Everyone did this.
Do you want to do it tomorrow with little boxes?
No, I raised
Let's
my
do it
own
with little boxes.
oak tree.
And we'll give little boxes a complimentary copy if she doesn't
Mom
have
said
one
this is at a
for coming to join us.
And then we went down by a
That's
stream and
all on
pushed
you,
up on
buddy.
this huge
I'm
rock
down.
and saw all of these little minnows swimming around.
You
with
heard it
us.
here first.
And then
If
I
you're
rescued my
paying
little brother from an
attention,
evil slug
or
king who was
if
fighting
you
in the bush for us.
are
And my sister
listening
and I went
later
back to our
on
super
when
toy
we're
fort
not
for
on
safety.
and we're no
And then we
longer
all
on,
laid out and told
I
stories
appreciate
until it
you.
got dark. And the Big Dipper
Tomorrow,
let us
tune
all the
in.
way
Little
home.
Boxes is going to be here. And
Where were you, Jill?
11 a.m.
Give
11
away a
a.m.
book.
We'll give away a book.
Far away.
11
Anyone wanna
a.m.
Come this
11
weekend?
a.m.
11 a.m. tomorrow. We're
parents
giving
to
away
Here
on
to
the
win.
East
Course
Coast.
this week and
11
find a
a.m.
fun,
East.
adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, Hippie, look at this beautiful crystal sphere I got from Bella's Badass Crystals.
Look at this big vagina I got.
OMG, Hippie.
It doubles as a worry stone.
Bella's Badass Crystals is on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
You can also check out their sales. They have mini Mondays and twice-a-day Tuesdays.
Find Bella's Badass Crystals on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
They are badass.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline.
Welcome, everybody.
There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years.
Thank you, Kyle.
Simply attach to your faucet or install
It was
under your
all
sink.
Mrs. Hippie's idea.
Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org.
I'll play my man, my guys, my band.
Pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free.
And then we'll be
Change
right
your
back.
water and change your
Gotta
life.
play them. I love them.
Ownyourwater.org.
WTHC. This is Calligraphy with THC.
Hey, it's Bill Schmidt Jr., a.k.a. Billy Blaze, a.k.a. 420 Kid of the Holistic Cloud. R.I.P. to my man Derek Crum. I want to give a shout out to Calligraphy. My dude Means, little homie Manuel Noriega, Big Just.
There he is, the fun guy.
Hostile, the lead.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Big buzz till little crumbs broke up in the bottom. Feel like autumn leaves falling. Only problem needs solving is seeing who I'm calling for some trees to indulge in. Need to holler at Billy. He keep his head. Bel Air Kush by the bush, wow. Screaming loud, still smoking, having nice dreams floating through space. So when they ask me how high, my reply, I'm half baked. Sir, smoke a lot. Doctor said I need a backiotomy. Prescribe me huckleberry and lemon cherry gelato, G. I take it back to rolling in the Optimo, blowing smoke out my nose, dropping ashes on my clothes till I doze off. I'm so fried, no lie. Got you afraid of heights, scared to look down, you so high. Cause when I spit that shit, it's like I lit that shit in the crowd, passed it around and let you.
All right, Timmy, did you get the microphone already or no?
Yeah,
Are you going to do that now? No shit. All right, great. Good answer. Larry, come on, Larry, step it up, huh?
Roll that shit, make that shit, burn it. Roll that shit, make that shit, burn it. Roll that shit, make that shit.
Listen, Lori's over here learning about migraines. Apparently, my idea of rubbing one off is not working for her.
Got sunshine in my pocket on a Sunday stroll. Homie got the rap, give me the sack. Let the good times roll. Therapy, earth, body, and soul. World, give me beef, Bel Air Kush, give me mental control. L lit back roll, 5 hats told. The studio we roll, bring relief. We the music, all I need to know. Healthier than pill pop. Mother, give me earth and fill spot. My medication, kid to a kill shot. With strands, lay hands in stressful situations. Out of all the girls in my life, Mary Jane, a reservation. Here at 23, raise your hands in liberation. A celebration, history free from information. Stand up, provide the right education. Show love, holistic cloud, politics throughout the nation. Making us stop debating Billy Blunt, stash, flavor, taste the way.
I'll send it to you as soon as the show's over.
Weed is all I need, smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe, broke down leaves, Brought up in the leaf for my relief. I'm in love with THC.
Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. Roll that shit, lick that shit, vape it. Roll that shit, lick that shit, vape it. Lick that shit. Papers are bad for you. Roll that shit, lick that shit.
Where does the plant material is bad for you?
Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
My favorite strain is still got to be Kosher Tangy.
Yeah.
Kosher Tangy. Why is my damn hat falling on my head? All right, we're going live. WTHC, welcome back, everybody. That was THC by my boys Calligraphy, and they got another one coming out real soon. I'm very excited to get it. I want to thank everybody out there on Live 365 and tune in, and of course, everybody hanging out over here on Facebook and YouTube, and of course, the one and only Dr. High. I want to thank you for being here every day and chilling with us and helping us learn. We're learning, people. We're learning every day. I'm learning new stuff. So,
I enjoyed it.
I wanted to I had a question and now it's gone. I had a question, now it's gone. I don't remember.
Now it's gone?
Yeah,
So, tomorrow, with little boxes here, we're going to do a giveaway.
Right.
At 11.
Right.
Of my book, Is Cannabis Medicine? It's about 250 pages of all the insight into, it's a deep dive into cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids. It discusses the endocannabinoid system, the entourage effect. It's probably one of the most comprehensive books available on the subject of the constituents of cannabis and how they interact with the human body to promote wellness and healing. The title is posed as a question, is cannabis medicine? And the contents of the book will give you the answer, so you can decide for yourself by the end. But we'll give away a copy of that tomorrow, of the ebook, Is Cannabis Medicine, at 11 o'clock. So if you want to win, join us. You know how to do that spin thing on StreamYard? Spin to win?
Oh, is there a spin thing on here?
Yeah, there's one there. You'll have to take a look at it, but you can just press the button. It'll cycle through our guests and pick a winner for us.
You know how to do that?
I don't, but I know it can be done because when I set up my StreamYard account, I saw it there. It's just that I never
have a StreamYard account.
I do, but I thought that by having the StreamYard account, when you sent me the invite, I could accept the invite through my account and stream this to Facebook.
You want to go live on your StreamYard account? Don't be afraid to send it to me. We can go back and forth. We can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but you got it all set up already anyway. So you know what I mean with the banner and the shit running on the bottom and that. I don't know any of that. We'll just figure out the other way to get it done. That's all. No big deal.
Will we?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I am not technologically impaired.
Mississippi can figure it out.
There's the guy that ain't in the room with me when he disappears at the end of the show.
Mississippi's on the ball. She knows what's up.
Mississippi's at work.
Yeah, I know, but she comes home at some point. It's only something you got to do once.
That's my nightmare. She does come.
There's a way that you can add either a team member or a co-host, and you should be able to do it now. I don't know that you had to upgrade to do that because I think with even the basic paid plan, you can add a co-host. So just have to take a look at it. That's all. Play with the buttons. I'll have a look at mine and I'll see if I can't give you the instructions on how to do it.
All right.
We'll figure it out, hippie.
Yeah, I'll look at it. Worst comes to worst, I can get another telephone or something and put the wheel on that and show it here, you know.
Oh, we'll figure it out. It's no big deal.
Yeah, somehow.
That or I'll pick a number and the people have to guess.
Yeah, there we go. We'll figure something. I'll put emojis in the chat or something, and
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Take a screen like Bella's does. Take a screenshot.
We're all new to this. This is our new thing. This is something we're just trying to get off the ground and figure out, and it'll have its growing pains, but we will.
We're definitely gonna have the fun guy come up with us as well one day, and we'll talk to him because
if you want a physical copy of the book, Kyle, simply go to Amazon.com and type in DoktorHigh. Or you can type in DoktorHigh is Cannabis Medicine, but simply typing in DoktorHigh, DoktorHigh, it'll bring you to all my books, and you can order a physical copy there.
There, it's in the chat. I mean, it's in the banner right here, Kyle. That's how it's spelled, all right, buddy?
Yeah. Just go to Amazon.com, search Dr.
He's not
High.
your average doctor.
No.
He's above and beyond the others.
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
He's
got his stethoscope coming.
No. This is how long I've been Dr. High.
Oh, goodness.
I got the name tag.
He's got a name tag and everything.
That makes it official.
We're going to have to change it to the Doctor. The DoktorHigh.
Well, if I could figure out my own cool little weed puppet, you never know, eh?
Yeah, right. Well, go to Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry.
You know, I haven't been able. I have this vision I want to create. I want to design a group of characters. The DoktorHigh character has a weed leaf and a doctor's coat, and so each character is a weed leaf. But we got the doctor. We'll have a nurse. We'll have a police officer. We'll have an old hippie. We'll have
Start a show.
Old Rasta. No, and I want to do animations with them. There's so much cool AI out there that can do text to speech animation and can do text to video.
You never saw my emoji for my other room for the Discord. It is it's a dude that the guy that I used to work for, Lab, at KLAB Radio.
Yep.
Pardon me. He was creating it as well, and he created a little hippie of me, not me, but of the big guy over here. And he had the headsets on, and he was in a booth, and there was a window behind us, and the helicopter was flying by, and the helicopter guy would report in, and that was going to be his voice coming into me in my booth. And the dude, every time I moved, the character moved. So if I was back here moving, you would see me moving. I would turn, and the head would turn. Everywhere I moved, it moved. It was really cool, but he unfortunately retired, and all I have is a photo of myself that he had created the image of it. So it's on my.
Well, there's some stuff out there that I've already been playing with. I don't know if you saw any of my. Before I did DoktorHigh.com, I did the little videos with the alien and the nurse, and
I think I did see that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you made that. I didn't realize you made it. But yeah, that's fucking.
I made those. So I want to create this series of characters and do some like strain reviews, education on particular strains for certain things.
I'm down. You need me.
I gotta have the top in there because for some strains they're going to be a bust, right? They're going to be no good. So that's why the cop has to exist, because he'll have to be the one who comes in to say it's a bust. It's no good. No
this
good.
Is a
it's
dirty
a bust,
strain.
Right? Yeah. So but I want to
stop talking about this. Somebody's going to steal our idea.
Animations.
Your idea.
No, but I haven't been able to design just the right characters yet. It's been an ongoing thing. I need to find a really good artist.
How about different types of utensils?
Utensils.
A bong, a dab rig, and a Dr. Bong and Dr. Dab rig. And
you could have. I did have my own line of glass accessories, 2 different ones.
Sir, I wanted to talk to you about that as well. After the show, when we hang up, I want to talk to you for a minute. So could you stick around?
Yep.
Instead of just hanging up on me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of here quite shortly today. Anyway, I think
it's 12 o'clock already. What do you got to do today?
I need to complete my Etsy listings. I got to get my first 40 listings up, and then I got to start working on creating new mock-ups, right? So they look real nice when people look through the listings. And
your website, by the way, is absolutely gorgeous. Everybody go check it out. It's right here, DoktorHigh.com. It's getting better and better every day. It's like a joy to look at. Everything is beautiful. It's just like a beautiful website. And when he's finished with that, he's going to create the WTHC website next.
That can be done.
Sucker. Because I can't do it. I don't even know what have you seen my website? It's a joke.
No.
I
haven't seen it, but I can tell you something. September of last year, I never would have been able to believe I would have created what I created since October. And I got to give a lot of credit to YouTube because YouTube has fucking educated me in a big way when it comes to.
The issue is, DoktorHigh, is I agree. I mean, I don't have very much time in my day. I don't know. I get up in the morning and I'm here, I get up and I'm pretty much on the air by 8 a.m., So it's, I get up at 6:30, I'm having coffee, I'm taking my shit, I'm shitting, showering, whatever I need to do.
I'm up at 4.
I ain't getting up at 4 because sometimes I don't go to bed till midnight.
Yeah, usually I don't see midnight. I'll go to bed usually around 10.
Sometimes I'm still out performing, like Bella's Badass Crystals has a sale. I'll be there until midnight. Last night I was there till 11:30, something like that. And I was like, and then by the time you wind down and you smoke that last one for the day, you're asleep by midnight.
There's been studies that show that the best quality of your work comes from 20% of your effort, right? So 20% of the effort you put forth in a day results in 80% of your good work, and the other 80% of your effort covers the other 20%. So I find that I get my best work done early in the morning. I'm just that way, right? So I like to be up early. I like to have my coffee.
I thought 6:30 was early.
Because YouTube does two things for me. Number one, it educates me, but number two, it inspires me to take the action, right? Because I'm already thinking about it. That's why I'm watching the video. And then I'm done watching a couple of videos, and now I've got the confidence to actually go and give it a try and work through it, right? And then you just work through it from there. So it's been really like instrumental for me in helping me get DoktorHigh off the ground. Between that and AI technology, that's how
interestingness of it. All the new
yeah, I
technology.
think it's fascinating. Yeah, on top of it all, I'm super interested in it. I'm looking forward to getting to the point where I can actually sit down and actually start to fine tune everything, right? Because it's all just building now. So I'm just putting together as much as I can, and then I can go back and start to optimize everything once it's up and functional, because sadly enough, a business needs some revenue. You know what I mean? And DoktorHigh, I've been working on it. I haven't had a job. I've been working on it since last October.
Oh, I know, buddy.
And I brought in, I can tell you, about $300 the whole time in sales. So, there's not much money that's coming in at the moment, but it's a lot about the passion. But in order to continue to pursue the passion, I need to have some sort of.
You have to have the passion to do. I was always taught, love what you do, because if you don't, then it's going to feel like work,
Well, that's it, right? And I love doing this, and I like interacting with people.
I'm very adamant about this and this topic and making it legal for the future.
Yeah.
And helping people in the future. So
education.
That being said, I think that I'm going to wrap it up because I want to talk to you. I'm going to we're going to play another one of our friends' songs, and we're going to wrap it up. This is our friend Southern Star Productions with Hands Up. And we're going to
we know this song. This one goes out to you, Doug.
Then when this one goes out to you, buddy. I love you, Dougie.
Thanks for joining us today, everybody. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. You guys are amazing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. And we will see
all the questions. Yeah. Tomorrow, little boxes. Don't forget, we're giving away a free DoktorHigh's free book is Cannabis Medicine.
Yep.
And come by. We'll be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. on the East Coast. That's 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 a.m. on the West Coast. Get up early and come join us. Until then, here's Dougie Fresh. Oh, no, Southern Star Productions with Hands Up. We got to leave it on so that it's on Facebook forever. So we got to stay here.
It's okay. I like this song anyway.
I love this.
Hands up. Put your motherfucking hands up. Put your motherfucking hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Put your hands up. Put your motherfucking hands up. Put your motherfucking hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Yeah, we finally made it. Radio finally played it. No more struggling. This cash only when I'm paying. It feels so amazing. For the top is where I'm aiming. Guns blazing, bullseye. Yeah, flame is all I'm saying. And if you keep your heart in it, you can do the same. I came from nothing to something, and now they know my name. It's not about the fame. elevation. I'm off the ground now, and you can call it levitation. The flow is off this axis, lost as the days passes. I'm in the atmosphere looking down with my sunglasses. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. I'm on top of the world with my hands up, hands up, hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up, put your hands up. Put your motherfucking hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. I'm trying to make something out of nothing. I ain't got much, but the beat got me buzzing. I'm tired of all the drama. All I hear is fussing. I'm puffing and puffing, gonna knock the haters down. Down for the count, we ain't pound for pound. You don't give me lyrically, it's all in one ear and not the other. It's not black and white, it's all one color. Where's all the love? It's like all we got is hate toward one another. I'm as real as it gets. I put the pen to the pad and it's a guaranteed hit. You either feeling it or you're not feeling what I spit. Would you catch me if I fell? If I was down, would you give me a lift? Feels a drift like I'm lost to sea. All I wanted for you was to believe in me. I'm doing my best, but it's never enough. I feel like giving in, but I can never give up. That you can trust. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Put your motherfucking hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. I've been to hell and back, and yes, that's a fact. Serious like a heart attack, heart beating fast. I'm feeling paranoid. Call me beast without the steroids, making me as bleed. Cause you know I always bring the noise, and that's guaranteed. Don't need to bring it back unless you a DJ. Then you can spin it back. Same shit every day. Life's like playback. Running this crypto times out. Call me quarterback. I'm feeling spaced out in another galaxy. Hate all you want, but I promise there's no breaking me. I'll never stop until my days are done. Cannibalistic when it comes to beats, so come and get your son. Killing rappers, eating beats, call me Jeffrey Dahmer. Top of the food chain, you can't get no higher. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, there ain't no stopping me.
WTHC. I own the rights to that. The gentleman is right over there in the chat. Thank you, Douglas. I absolutely love your song. Hands Up, everybody, by Southern Star Productions. DoktorHigh, thank you so much for being here. You guys over here on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much. Everybody over there on Live 365 and tune in. Let's keep it going. Here is Sunshine by Holistic Meditation.